Perhaps I can only operate in this case on first presumption, given I haven't read the lyrics in detail nor have I entertained the track yet. We're about to do that perhaps together for the first time maybe, or for some of you you're going to be getting the perspective of somebody who has not heard this track yet, and it's a fresh experience to him. And I think of that dynamic, and I do hope there's a bit of a variety in regards to approach as it concerns Nine Lashes. Some of you perhaps are longtime fans, and of course I welcome you, but I also hope that some of you are approaching their talents from a fresh perspective and you have not entertained them yet. Maybe you have through me, and we're experiencing this new tracks together, which I've been meaning to get to for a long time. You know, I think back, as I've said in previous coverage of theirs, to my history of Nine Lashes and Christian rock more specifically, and I've loved Nine Lashes for years. I've been a fan since World We View came out, and I've listened to, I think, nearly everything since, minus some of these songs which we're going through together for the first time. So now we're entertaining, I guess, or I'm getting a better perspective on maybe close to their full library with you. And I love the fellowship quality that can come along with music, especially in terms of fresh talents, and I can't stress that enough. I do hope that some of you are in that fresh phase, because you're going to be very impressed, I'm sure, with an exquisite rock talent that has good regard in the Christian rock sphere. I mean, they do. I remember when World We View came out and Anthem of the Lonely got a lot of traction, and they deserved it. I mean, I've not yet seen them live. I was aware that they were at some concerts that did come to my state that I unfortunately didn't make it to, and I really wished I could have taken the experience with you on reminding myself of how good Nine Lashes was. Granted, much time after I really wanted to start with coverage with them, I get so behind on things. I've got a whole log of artists I want to consult. Nine Lashes, I've waited long enough. Let's entertain them together in terms of the singles that have released a number of years ago. And so far, 2 songs in, whether it be the Fanfare Re-Experience, as I said with that video, you can look on that one for more detail if you wish in terms of the explanation of Breaking Out. That one's a great opener. And then Guilty Hands is also a very strong rock number, really evokes their origin for me in tone and on emphasis. Nice throwback with the explicit Christian story or biblical philosophies in a reframed, personalized expression that I find really exquisite on articulation. I was very impressed by what I saw with Guilty Hands from a number of respects, and I'm sure Shadows is equally entertaining. I'm curious to see which path this goes down. Is it a little darker, perhaps? I can't help but think of this song in context of other tracks named Shadows, whether it be Icon for Hire or Red, and I'm like, maybe this is going to go down a darker route. We'll see. I love that energy, because both of those pieces from those particular artists are fabulous. Anything with Shadows kind of is. Well, speaking of Red, they've done 2, Shadow, and then there's Shadow and Soul, and Shadow and Soul, so creative. I love that work. Maybe Nine Lashes will be another one to add into that. I'm sure it will be. Let's entertain it together, perhaps for the first time. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the song and the visualizer that corresponded with the release. And if you're not familiar with the way I format my content here, perhaps this is a new introduction for you. I do try and appeal to listener taste to the best extent that I can. So if you're someone that likes to read along with the narrative of the piece, I normally will provide you with lyrics on a manual input. In this case, Nine Lashes gave me an olive branch, and that I can also get these videos out sooner because the lyrics are incorporated into the visualizer you're about to watch. So if you want to read the narrative alongside me, that's what I'll be doing with this new song as we entertain it together for the first time, and probably revere it, I'm sure. That's what you'll get in a second as soon as the song commences. I can't wait to see. Is this the piece that'll level up to those Ever Shadows songs? I think there's potential. Let's see which direction it goes down. Maybe darker, more ethereal. I don't know. Spiritually, I'm sure, significant. Let's see.
Coming alive again.
Okay.
And now it's time to ignite again.
There's the drive. I like the oppositional fight energy. Both Guilty Hands and this one have started with such a strong riff origin. More on the thrash metal side. I love that basis.
I never wanna be a dead man, falling into my own black hole. I'd rather burn bright than break down.
Great line work, especially on the black hole line. Exquisitely written. Oh, great energy. My favorite so far on the new stuff. Especially on the changed inflections and the pitches, it's wonderful. I like that energy and that drive. Will burn our shadows. Wonderful line. Amen. Great instrument mixture. I love the bell. There's a cymbal, I think, perhaps. Not something I hear that often, especially in a dominant presence. Inventive. And like I said with the last piece, especially in his rock numbers, I've never noticed how similar Tank is to Adam Gontier. He sounds like a parallel. It's really funny to me. Even all these years later, I'm like, I have to go back and re-listen to the entire library and see if there is a match. At least on this newer stuff there is. Great measure structure here, and that's a wonderful swing with that riff. Don't You Ever Be Mrs. Company. I'm rereading that. Like I said, really interesting wording on these songs. But on association between lyrics and music drive, seamless here. Love that drive. Lower pitch power riff. It's wonderful. So, verdict. Does it stand up to those other songs by comparison? Yes, it's its own thing. On tone, I love the aggression. As I've said many times, big metalhead, and I love stuff of a darker personality. Now, to be fair, there is a spiritual uplift to that piece as well that's mixed in. But with the tone, oh man, I love it. That integration between lyrics and music energy is seamless. Man, I love the line work. We'll burn our shadows. It's so wonderful. I love that. What was it that... Okay, Icon for Hire said the same thing in their song, too. It didn't say it that way. How did they say it? I'm gonna let my shadows eat me alive or something. Oh man, if you've not entertained that song before, it's a newer one. It's off of The Reckoning, their newest album. We, in fact, covered it on this channel twice because the song it released in advance of the music video. It's a great piece. Really well written, too. And it's kind of a similar concept. I don't think from, like, explicitly the Christian perspective, it's more practical, but... There's, like I said, there's two ways you can interpret this. You can look deeper. I mean, it's actually, well, in this case, it's explicit. Where do they say... Let me see if I can pull up the line here. There is a man named Forgiveness, and he will take us home. Obvious placement for, if you want to, say Jesus, that fits perfectly, right? Clearly, that's he. I don't think there's anybody who can escape that knowledge, especially when you're considering the Christian regard, if you know that in advance of 9 Lashes. It's particularly explicit, and I respect them for that, because it does narrow the vision a bit, but the way it's written does have broad appeal, especially on the chorus structures. It's not too late to ignite again, don't let the darkness in. I mean, you could extract that in a number of ways, and to whatever type of practical device you would want to put in the place of the shadow regard. I mean... You could really insert anything, any of life's vices, and it would fit. It's a song of broad appeal if you want to be that, or if you want something more, it's also got this more narrow focus. I really like that blending on part of 9 Lashes, and these newer pieces, I think, play with that mixture exquisitely. It's both. Practical concept mixed with a spiritual focus, and the tone of the piece is a great meshing to a shadow's energy. It's not what I expected in terms of the particular key, and the pairing, the association between lyrics and music, but it works so well. I love the Refer energy. This stuff is easily appealing to me. I'm so happy of 9 Lashes. It's so nice to return back to a favorite group of mine. I've been meaning to. I've been waiting. Took far long enough, more than I should have in time. Again, I'm so behind on everything, but I'm grateful to finally be getting around to spotlighting a talent that I've long wanted to showcase on this channel because, again, of my extensive love for them and my history. I love 9 Lashes. Dominant presence for me in terms of the Christian metal scene, Christian metal / rock, to be fair. It's bringing so much back. I love the revival and enjoyment I'm experiencing right now with them. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below as well on the piece. What's your point of perspective on Shadows? And how does it compare to you, perhaps, with some of the other tracks that I mentioned? Let's say, for example, just to restate, Icon for Hire Shadows, or Red Shadow, or is it Shadows with them? I forget. Shadow and Soul. Where does this fit in your level? I say it's kind of equal in its own way, because it truly is independent from those other pieces. But I'd love to hear your feedback down below, as well as if you wish to disclose this, your angle. New listener, fresh listener, I'm sure burgeoning listener in that respect. I'd love to hear about it down below. A+ piece of me, in my opinion. Loved it. Great drive, beautiful effort, concise, wonderfully written, broad appeal as well as a narrow focus. Again, what 9 Lashes, in my opinion, is most adept at. Well, that's not to be fair. They got plenty of points of adeptness, and the music certainly qualifies. I love darker riffs, and the rapidity, the balance on part of, again, the darker elements of an uplifted vision. It's a great meshing. Love its scope. It's one of my favorites thus far. Maybe it'll stand as my favorite of the group. I don't know. I mean, I'm not somebody that regularly likes to rank things, and I haven't even compared the last 4 works we'll be looking at together in terms of fresh listens, but I'm game to humor more. I love Shadows. It's a top piece, if not the top piece. We'll see. But it's significantly pretty good. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.